Mm.
I think he's talking to somebody.
Probably himself. I don't like to get in the way of his
Okay,
good
guys, we
conversations.
are
Do we need an
live. Welcome
exorcist to come?
everyone
Okay.
to the Somnium Show with Ultralord, Wolferblast, Kid Nerp, and the awesome, fantastic
All right.
BlockMuse.
Whoop whoop!
Yeah, we're here at the Bard Block
We're ready.
Cafe, chilling, taking it easy, taking in the sights. Tell us a bit more about the setup and what you have going on over here at the Bard Block Cafe.
Well, yeah, so effectively what I have here is a long-held vision. I wanted to be able to have a place in the metaverse where I can facilitate art and conversation. Now, a lot of times when we build in a metaverse, we like the aesthetic, we like the style, but I wanted to be able to have a place that would be able to engage in conversation and enjoy art and give art a sort of a voice and a place to be able to hang out and take it all in. So what I did is I built on this island here, right in the center of Somnium Space, overlooking there. You can see the plaza, you can see Authenticity's headquarters. And so the idea of looking out over the lake and enjoying conversations and art, poetry, all of these things, quite often when we're in a sort of an art gallery, it's fixed. The walls are fixed. It's all fixed. So what if you could have your own gallery, your own walls, your own aesthetic, your own ambient setting? And so we're here on the third floor of the Bard Block Cafe, and we're just enjoying the sort of, as we go live, we're enjoying just the setting. Each tier I've tried to set in a certain manner where you can enjoy the artworks. And yeah, so for me, I built it, and then SM Sitlord took it and he redesigned it. And so for the past month and a half, I've been taking what he did and just built it out. And I removed elevators, put stuff in, changed stuff around, and then working with art, color, lighting. And here we are, enjoying the fruits of a collaboration, I would say.
It's cool.
So,
I like the floor.
yeah,
Yes, indeed. This is quite a work.
Yeah, I was working
Really?
on different textures, on different lighting, on different colors. And then again, the sort of what would stir or spike the conscience or the mind to start thinking and be inspired. So like some of my poetry that I've written over the years, now the idea that I can sit in situations like this and share some of that poetry and just, spark conversations. When I do in the Artists on Twitter community, we're nearly hitting 80,000 members of the Artists on Twitter community, and we have like
Incredible.
about 600 or 700 on a Saturday night through a show where artists come together. And I sort of do I have different change ups where I'll do paddy whackery and I have a little leprechaun high pitched voice when I press a button, or I'll say I have a poem for that, and I do. I've written a lot of poetry, but they're short form, so it's not boring long ones that might put you to sleep. But I share poetry and bring people through, and so the goal for me within Somnium Space is to bring some of these artists now slowly by the hand into this environment and be able to do a lot of presentations and sharing poetry and collaborating on couches and the stage upstairs. Lots of different experiences like that. I have a little gallery built out up here, and I have the lighting and the seating up there for live streaming. And this is the sort of pinnacle of the ideas before we break through to even more ideas with technology as it advances. But I think some of the things we can get enamored with technology, but can we embrace it and create an ambient setting where we can say, yeah, this is just really good for conversation? Because as I talk here, 83% of communication is body language. And that's removed in Twitter Spaces. All you're down to is audio.
Very true.
So and so there's so much that people can enjoy through what we do in this type of technology versus what's done on an audio bridge on a buggy Twitter Spaces that's owned by one of the world's richest men. It's the irony isn't lost on me.
Very, very true.
Wow, the ambience is really, truly incredible. Phenomenal works of art.
Had you worked in any 3D environments before?
No, the closest I
No,
have
wow.
come is having to work with my avatars. So I own an
Okay.
extensive
Yep.
amount of Voyagers
Yep.
and visitors of I'm a DGen. And I've been on that journey with them. And that's what brought me in here,
Oh,
was the
wow. Yep.
Voyagers project that landed in the North Parcel. And so a lot of trying to put clothing on avatars was what I started doing.
Yes.
And Blender and clothing, a man, I won't say it was a journey. Let's put it in a positive
It
light.
is.
So the fact
Yeah.
that in the revision 3.0 of Somnium Space that we're all eagerly awaiting, to have a wardrobe of clothing, I'm like, because that's gonna be a big difference. That's a game changer. So to be able to live stream from within here, to be able to set these moments where you can enjoy these ambient settings, and then to be able to change your clothing, like the idea, like I've got punk. I've got punk aliens. Now imagine if I get the right wardrobe and I do a punkish sort of throw a grenade into the culture poem in a setting where I
Yeah.
configure it in a certain way and I go deal with it. These are all the beautiful ways that we can use art, technology, and community to be able to achieve these type of things, and so for me to have you guys here just enjoying a moment like this with the oranges, with the reds, with all of this flooding in, and you're like, yeah, this is me for the past month and a half here, all alone, building, working, tweaking, turning, changing glass, going outside, hovering around the building,
Yes.
going inside the builder, coming back out. No, that doesn't work there. That works over there. And then to enjoy the fruition of it, to enjoy a moment like this, boom. For me, that's encouraging. And I know there mightn't be a lot of us yet at this level, but when a few of us can share this with others and bring that in, I know where this is going. It's a no-brainer. We know this as well, but we just have to let more people know it.
Very, very
Yeah,
true.
it's really magical to be able to create something and then actually walk into it, and experience it in a 3D sort of way. It is
Yeah.
cool. Just
Yeah, it's
have
like
your
an
own creation
alchemical
and then
work.
walk into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it so is. It so is. And that's the joy of it as well, is the idea. And, when you're inspired by others, it inspires you to inspire others. And then that sort of the ideas of what's possible, and what can happen. Because, if I want to do one thing in here, it's like, I know we have a lot of technology around us, but what's the basics, getting back to basics? We all have a good couch. We all love a good setting. We all have a good place to be able to chat. We can go all spinny shinies, and we love that. We love all the technology. But if we can bring it down to the basic, like, could you imagine? And here's the thing, just thinking about this now, could you imagine standing beside a fire quoting poetry? That would turn most people off. Before I became a poet, really, or rediscovered my poetry that I had as a child. Now standing in here and starting some of my poetry, weaving through the milieu of life, striving, strife, recompense, origins, whence, making sense. How can it be? Is it just me? I try, I strive, I'm still alive, calling, falling, life enthralling, where to now? Help somehow. Stress, test, manifest, conquest, cannot rest. Am I up? Am I down? Saving face. Do not drown. Wait. What sign is this? Rising up from a filthy mist. Twitter, little star. Show me where my followers are. Say, taking refuge in your spaces, finding meaning, building bases, clicks, groups, throwing loops, building bridges, blazing trails, glorious hope, setting sail. And I could go on forever.
So
but you see,
amazing.
this is the idea that we can enjoy something. Now, 100 years ago, we would have been gathered around a fire, talking and trying to see, or 200 years, no TVs, no anything, gathered around. Now, we just did that in the most advanced metaverse technology that has Tesla suits, that has everything and anything. Yet, what did we enjoy? The most primitive, well, some might enjoy it, but the most primitive form of communication that has been around for hundreds of years while still visually stimulated and immersed. That's the
Thousands and
power
thousands.
of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when people used to sit around campfires, sit around the fire, that's where all of our folklore and everything came from.
Yeah, for sure.
Ultra Lord and I have a place you might like to use for poetry sometime. 3009. They got a fireplace in there and everything.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. And again, even just to shoot some poetry from, or, because the thing is, when you can actually create NFTs in moments or of moments like this, when you can actually just decide to shoot a video. And here's the thing. Right now, where Ultra Lord's doing the videoing, he's got all this on one camera. In 3.0, we're going to have 20 to 30 droid cameras floating all around with all the angles and all the shots. What's that going to look like?
That's going to be
What
pretty
is that
wild.
going to look like in this?
That's going to be production.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
production, yeah. So it's like, for me, even the idea of just recording this moment in 2.0 is epic, because it's going to be so much more. We'll go back and we'll remember. Do you remember 2.0? And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of these moments.
Yeah. Truly beautiful. Amazing. Let's continue our tour of the Bard Block Cafe.
Yeah, let's go up.
Yeah,
So
let's
yeah,
do
so
it.
we were on the
Go ahead.
bottom. We're on the third tier here. We were down on the first. So let's head up to the final top floor.
I should have brought my flashlight.
Yeah.
I do have an avatar of a flashlight. It really helps in the dark
I really
spaces.
thought my head would light up things more, but no.
Well, you've got more light up here, so there's a lot
right.
more.
It's
Got a
nice,
light up
nice
here.
and bright up here.
So this is the set for the. Actually, let me see. Yeah. So this is the set. So let me just get this ready here for you. So I'm going to call this up here, and we'll get this bit ready. So everything looks to be working well. So I don't want to jinx it, but let's see if I can. If I crash, I will be back. Technology, we're on the cutting edge of it. So I'm going to run, and I'll tell you the story about this in just a moment. So let me do that, and I'm going to start now. I'm going to mute the microphone, and then what
Can't
we'll
beat
do
that
is I'm going to
view.
give you a little.
Really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's just it. That is so. Now, let me see. So I'm going to run this, and let me open that and have that as a little splash screen. So
I like the
good. We've
vertical
got that.
monitor. That's cool.
Yeah, and so what I did, so if you click start browsing, so if everybody clicks on that, you can hit start browsing. And now in a moment, so what I'm doing is I'm broadcasting this. So Video Ninja is the technology I'm using.
Okay.
It wouldn't give me the streaming or the vertical. So I reached out to the company, and the company made tweaks for me. So right now, I am using let me get the, it's on my arm here. So I'm going to control, right now, I'm going to control my Android emulator from here. So let me do that. Let me call the window up, and I'm going to call up my, oops, wrong one. Let me get the right one here. HD, yes. So let me show you what I can do now just from here. So I'm going to grab this, like, what was that? What was the one? What did you call it? Minority Report.
Yeah, Minority Report.
Yes.
And Minority Report. So right now, I'm talking to you guys. I have my screen, my virtual screen here. And so I can just take control of this. And so you'll see there's only a couple of milliseconds. But as I talk about this, we can go in, we can just go into to different things here. We can connect into a live spaces. I can stream the audio through here. I can mute my microphone. I can bring it in, so I can actually do a live spaces in here. So what I can do as well is I can use Twitter Spaces from here, broadcasting in here, or alternatively, like we can sit on the interview chairs and I can just call up different things. But all this now is available for me to stream and show, and I can have multiple screens in front of me. The viewers or the audience can't see, but I can bring all that up so people can see that. And there we go. So everybody sees what I see. And then sitting here, so if I'm sitting here, for example, on the chair, and I call this up, I have access now to have my guest in the other chair. And as I talk, I can say, yeah, go ahead, Wolf Blast. Sit in the chair there.
Sit in the chair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or couldn't have, yeah,
All right,
get the
yeah.
chair. Yo, both of you get in the chair. Yo, let's all get in the chair. Yeah.
And
I can't see the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Okay.
yeah.
Yo, your
so-
lap better
so-
be warm. Here I come.
Really decent resolution too.
Yeah, it is, and it works
Bro,
really,
you're
really
picking your
well.
nose. You're picking my nose.
What's
So
this
immature.
guy?
I love it.
You just wait till that jail opens, buddy. You just wait. It's waiting. I got a cell waiting for you. I got a cell waiting for you.
Look, I'm
That
your
is
wing.
so cool. And yeah, so I can call this up as well. So this is, oops, there we go. Let me get that up. And so there you go. And so even there, like I could show you, see, oh, we've hit it. Look at that. This is a great time to capture that moment. We have hit 80,000 members of the Artists on Twitter community.
Wow.
So what
Nice.
a great move. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Congratulations.
Congrats.
So there you
man.
go. So that's Bobby Bicker, my good friend Bobby, who's an amazing. She's a UK body painting champion. She's a multidiscipline artist. She is the producer of the show that we do on a Saturday night. And while everything seems calm and collective during the show, during the night, it just goes absolute mayhem in the back scenes. So much. She works so hard at doing so much on this. And so yeah, so I have to say it's a big kudos to Bobby for
Yeah,
what she
shout out to
does.
Bobby. Woo.
Yay.
So
So
tell us
yes.
more about the artists on Twitter community and what you guys are trying
Yeah.
to achieve by bringing passion-minded people together and the impact you really hope to impact on the NFT community.
Yeah, so the whole idea, so when I was looking at this space, for me, the idea of being like passionate and not like-minded, that's my brand. My brand in this place is like passionate,
I
not
love that.
like-minded. So a lot of people want to be like-minded. And so that's where division happens. That's where everybody's at war with each other and they want to have their own sort of comfort zone, or they want to work with their own people. Now, if I'm like passionate, and we're all like passionate in this space, and we don't have the sort of ideas that we need to be all alike, that's a game changer. Like in this show, we have had Ukrainian artists translate for Russian artists during the war. And just an epic moment, tears everywhere, and just to see that there was unity where normally in the world there's division, you know. And so what we do is every week we feature an artist. So right here, this is our artist for the week until Saturday night. We change it up, and so we try and feature people in the community, and we get around to everybody eventually, or as many as we can. And so this is what happens. And so our 80,000 members post and share within there, but they also as well give us great opportunities to showcase. So under my profile for the week will be that artist and the next artist, and it's a great way of just supporting one another and helping each other. And so Bobby founded this really early years, and then probably I don't know how long into it I would have come alongside, and the chemistry that we've developed in the space allows us to just facilitate so many who join us. We have about like maybe 600-700 come through on a Saturday night on the live show on Twitter Spaces, and then we might have replays of the show, about 3,000 by the end of it, and by the end of the week. And so it's going really, really well, but it facilitates conversation. So we've brought the show into being sort of like authentic conversations. So we don't set like topic. You know, normally you'll do a topic when you're doing live shows or anything, but we sort of leave it, no, where's everybody at? Where are we feeling? Do we share poetry? Do we have musicians play? You know, there's a Fouad played us out. Even if you listen back to the show at the end of the show, Fouad got to play us out from Iran, and it was just amazing musical instrument mastery. And so we just have these moving on a dime and keeping things flowing, and it's just been a joy. And so we're enjoying the process, and it's going really, really well. So that's the Artists on Twitter, and people can join. They just go to Artists on Twitter on my profile, click join, and you can work there with people and see what it is. But yeah, so that's the Artists on Twitter community with Bobby Bicker and myself and 80,000 other members and growing.
Yeah,
so and great to have it here celebrated. We did it on the show.
Incredible.
Yeah,
you could broadcast your Artists on Twitter live in one of our spaces.
Exactly.
And people could be there. You know.
Yeah, I've tested the broadcasts and done a few tests. So I've done a few where people have seen it, but I've taken them down because, you know, I was still building. I didn't even have this stage, and so I was just feeling it out. So so part of it, I'll be doing a live as part of that and releasing it. So a lot of people loved it. They loved the feedback, because what I do as well is you can actually be calling up the artists. So during the show, what I've done here as part of it is I can actually call up the artists and show some of the work while the show is on. So part of the live stream, cool. I'll be able to click up. There's one I released earlier on today as well, you know. And if I actually turn off the feed here, so let me see, I can actually, let me turn the audio on here and I'll be quiet.
Here we go.
I gotta go for the start.
Yeah, there we go.
We can't hear any audio.
Oh no.
Yeah, we can hear your voice.
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
On the mic.
Yeah, it's echoey.
It's echoey.
Yeah, it's echoey.
Okay, let me try. Try it again.
Okay, so you can hear the feedback
of the audio.
Yeah, I can hear your voice echoing.
So do we have to turn it
down
here?
The echo. Well, no, shouldn't have to. I was trying to see. I'd have to change the set for tonight, so I won't do that. But yeah, so we'll skip that for now, because what I have actually to achieve all of this, I have a pass-through. I have a mic pass-through system. So I have a cardioid. When I'm doing this on the live show, when I'm testing Twitter Spaces, I have a cardioid microphone on my headset. I have the backstage headset. When I mute the cardioid microphone on my hip, I can turn on my microphone on my headset on for the backstage to talk when it's not on. And so I'd actually sent it's crazy. So I actually have a flow diagram of the way I have all the audios configured, so that all of these through my mixer is going on. So I don't have that configured for this one tonight, but that's why, as I say, I was doing a lot of testing to pull it off. Wilson was here the first night. I managed to achieve it. I went down. Wilson was talking. Wilson's the community manager, and for those watching. But I went down to find him. I saw him on the map, and I went down and I found him talking to somebody. I said, "Dude, I did it." And he was like, "What?" I just, because I told him probably a week before. I says, we were walking around this place, and I says, I'm going to do this. I want this. I'm going to have this screen. I'm going to be able to do this. And he was looking at me. He's like, and it was probably a week later. And I was like, I did it. And he was like, what? No way. And so we were doing it. And I had mics going. I had different things on the soundboards going. But I was able to manage the in-house audio in Spaces and the in-house audio here, and broadcast Spaces through here into the room,
Cool.
while managing my microphone, so you didn't get the feedback like you were just getting there a second ago. And so yeah, that's the challenge. That's where we're at, you know. In the situation. So I love it. I love those, and you know, that's technology facilitating a lot, because we live in a visual, you know, arena, and so it's important to try and use technology to meet that, but not to go over the top. And so that's why I love this setting and trying to be able to facilitate it. You know, so you imagine the interviews that I'm going to have here, and the joy of doing that, and as I bring people with their headsets in here slowly, you know, in the artist community.
You know, there are so many amazing things we can do in here. We just have to figure it out. And it takes work, you know, it takes some experimentation, but if you can imagine it, you can usually do it sooner or later.
Yeah,
This is an
that's
example
it.
of that,
That's crazy.
Yeah, the limitations are just limited by the mind. You know, that's the real amazing thing about this, is as the technology empowers us, like the bubble, the world that I have down on that ground floor, the pictures of my head when I first landed one, they're getting bigger and bigger.
Nice.
And the ideas, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it. I love it. I love it. You know. And then
Do you
again,
have
you
anything
have
in
this
the world
ambient setting.
now? Or
No,
just
it's
still
empty.
experimenting?
I was experimenting with it over on another parcel, and then here's a tip for all the builders. Do you want to hack for all the builders who any of you maxed out your credits and could do with a bit more credits?
Immediately,
right?
yes.
So, yeah, okay, well, here it is. I have gone so nerd on this. Here is Block's tip for builders in Somnium Space. Take a walk on the glass there. See, just walk over on the glass and come back over. See the glass on the left? Just to the left of the... Yeah, go to the left, yeah. And walk on that glass. Can you see the glass?
Yeah.
I can, yes.
Yeah.
Looks good?
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, that looks good because it's that is actually the coffee table.
It's a
Flat
Very
table?
nice.
What?
coffee table. Do you know how many credits it is?
Uh-oh.
Yo, someone throw him a rope. Man overboard. Yo, you need some rails here too, I guess.
Yes,
I know.
Oldest trick in the book. Go check out the glass floor, they say.
It's like if you have somebody here you don't like, say, well, check out our area over here. We made it just for you. We made it just for you.
Scratch my pumpkin.
Now, okay, right. But here's the thing, right? That glass floor with the little sides, okay?
Yes.
It's dark. You didn't see it. That's okay. Amateur mistake. Rookie mistake.
Yes.
To put a glass window in costs you 10 credits.
Yeah.
To put a glass window in. That coffee table flattened out with the patterned edges, 2 credits.
Oh, nice.
See all the walls? See all the windows?
Yeah.
All the windows
Are
are coffee tables.
No way.
2
What?
credits.
My mind is
2 credits,
blown.
coffee tables.
Yo, you hear that, everyone? This isn't a window; it's a coffee table. What? Yo, are there windows here? Wait, there's actually
Put that
there's
one,
no
no
glass
window
here.
there.
There's no window.
No, all around over here. So all those sides and down below, they're coffee tables.
Wow, man! I didn't know you could do so much with a coffee table. It's incredible, man.
Yeah, 2 credits, not 10. So look, let's say you have 4 sides, 4 windows. That's 40 credits have now become 4.
Wow, nice.
40 credits are now 4. And you can put a pattern on that glass to show that there's glass there.
Yeah.
Or color
Yeah.
color it. You could color it,
Yeah.
you know, if you wanted to.
You could color it, or put a pattern. Yeah. So there you go. There's your tip. You want more credits? Rip out your if it's 4 windows in a box, rip them out and put 4 coffee tables. And so you see the coffee table edging there with
It's
pattern.
so ludicrous.
It looks like I've put extra bits in there.
Yeah, but it's just a coffee table. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Isn't it just Yeah, so
That's
that's
so
where the
creative,
sides are
man.
maybe, you know.
That's like so
Yeah,
creative.
I was
Yeah.
like, and so I was able to put in more art because I says, yes, I've got more credits. So I was like, flattened
Yes.
out a coffee table, and you've got windows. You can save a ton
Keep
of
on
credits
building.
just
Yeah.
with coffee tables.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Uh, 2 points versus 10. So there you go. That's my tip for the
That's a
blocks
great tip.
building tip.
Yeah. Coffee tables for the win,
The
baby.
BBT. You've been BBT. But yeah,
So can you tell us more
years of
about what the digital fine art movement currently happening in the NFT
okay.
space is
Yeah,
about?
yeah. So effectively, when this started in 21, so many people came into the art movement, and it was like, okay, you have a picture, you put it on the blockchain, people are going to buy this, and so they did. I did. I saw this very quickly, like. See that work painting over there? This is the painting over on the far side. Jokey Argue, right? Jokey Argue
Yes.
did this on pen on paper, right? In 2019, he did that on pen and paper. That is ballpoint pen
What?
on
That's
paper
awesome.
from an amazing artist.
Wait, are you saying
right?
this?
Yeah.
This thing right here?
That's yeah.
That's
The
ballpoint
red
pen?
one, yeah.
Wow,
That's
that's
ballpoint
really
pen on
amazing.
paper.
Even the red is just another ballpoint pen?
Even the red.
Wow.
It's all ballpoint pen on paper, right?
That's
Now,
awesome.
what is that? What is that? What's the one thing people talk about in life that is so hard, you know, that there's a lack of? Justice. There's Lady Justice captive, right? And the amount of stories behind how an artwork can bring you in. I write a lot of poetry about justice, about calling out the world. And can you see how much I could resonate with something like this? Now that you know a backstory of an amazing artist in a backlit environment, in a beautiful setting, when I sit over in that chair and I consider justice, I consider the questions that I bring in, I consider how can I put a plumb line against so much that happens in life. Well, justice is going to play a major part in it, you know? And so the way that art is positioned here is to try and challenge people to engage in art and go, wow. And here's what's not missed. This is pen on paper, digitally taken, sold and embedded in blockchain forever, and sold and bought by a collector who resonates with this so much that it brings you to a whole other level, you know? And these backstories is what we all really, really work on, is the idea of the backstory of art like this, you know? And now, what does that mean? Every time you guys pass this, now this is something different. In a nanosecond, you've been sucked right into the world of somebody who's put a pen to paper in 2019 and didn't realize that a moment like this would ever happen on a piece of paper. You know? Blockchain technology, like it's mind-blowing when you put yourself in another person's shoes or in the message that an artist wants to bring. And now here we are all enjoying that and immersed in something like that.
That's what galleries are all about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
now we're
like-
doing it here in the metaverse.
Yeah, it's like with AI art, we're starting to kind of like redefine what art truly is, and it's about connecting with the artist. Because through connecting with the artist, you learn more about yourself, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the most one of the.
Yeah, it's the first half of the story. Most people say, just give me the image. No, give me the first half of the book. I want to know who the artist is. And so a lot of the art that I collect, I know the artists personally.
Wow.
You know, and this is the joy. See this one over here. This here is one of the sort of, like, you take a journey from a physical artist like this. This is one of the top 3D artists, I think, in the world. And Paul Massey, if you Google him, Paul has been involved in all of the TV productions, and he's traveled the world in working for the biggest names. He works with Coca-Cola or Pepsi. And you know, he's worked with, I could name drop all these. He's got friends in the 3D world all over the world. I got to sit with Paul and one of the creative directors of Lord of the Rings from Australia. They were both co-hosts of mine in Spaces. We were there for 6 hours one night in 21, and I fell asleep on the show. I was just whacked. It was epic. But we were talking about finding voice. So when these artists work for big corporations, and they're always been told, you got to do this, you got to do this, take this out, take that out, put this in, put that out. We want it this way. And then they get a chance to come into their own environment in the digital crypto art world. And then they start to play. And so I've been watching the evolution of Paul through that voice and through the way he's developed his work and his craft. And then it comes to this. I mean, wow. And even the piece that he released after this, he had a piece, and I actually did a poem that I shared with him. And as he was building that piece and getting ready to mint it, he says, that washes so well with that piece. So he actually put my poem with his work in the subsequent piece that was released after this. You know, and these are the journeys and the tapestries that, you know, not only sort of artists used to stand in their own field and collectors or other artists. Now the collaborative and the weave. Now he has a collector and a poet who's woven into one of his works in the subsequent
That's
works
awesome.
he did. This is the beauty of how we can traverse creativity and bring voice to our art. You know, we talk about voice in that idea of finding your greatest potential of who you are as an artist. And when you're allowed to pursue that and see it come true, that to me is the joy. And so a lot of the artworks I collect sort of try to encompass that.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's all about connection. Connecting people.
It makes it multidimensional too. I mean, it adds a different dimension to it, you know?
It does.
It's not just a flat image.
No. And there's a background story, and there's a journey, and there's so much that happens in this space. And when you get to bring them all together, like, we're looking across at the plaza. We're looking at something that happened, from an idea in the center of Somnium Space. And now here it is facilitated with a vista, with a roof, with a sort of the idea of showcasing that in live streams and bringing it to people in an ambient setting that makes it enjoyable. Now, it's my kind of enjoyable, it might be yours, and that's the beauty of it. That's why we all have all these different parcels. But we can bring the idea of constructions and buildings being art. To me, this building is an artwork and a collaboration between, myself and SM Sitlord, toing and froing in design and ideas. And then when it comes to that, like I sat on the top of this when I had it first built, and Arthur came over and had a look, and he says, you need to talk to Sitlord about designing this, because it was pretty poor, the base one that I had. And then Sitlord came, and then I ripped stuff out and I changed it up, and so the evolution to this point of being here quite a lot to find these approaches and developments and changes and aesthetic, and how can I squeeze more points out of a medium parcel. This is a medium this is not an XL parcel, and I've put all this into a medium parcel in Somnium Space.
Truly,
and it's I love it, and to be able to facilitate it and so
really radical. Let's go over here, guys. Let's go this way. Let's go back to the stage. Thank you so much, man. That was really phenomenal. And like every time I have a conversation with you, I always like have to reflect, because you say some pretty deep stuff, and you just kind of like, it's very awesome, man. I thank you so much for taking us on this like fantastic tour of the Bard Block Cafe and showing us these incredible works by incredible people, human beings expressing their will, the everlasting, eternal will to power. Yeah. The highest form of human expression, art.
More power.
More power. You have to give me more power now. Wow. It's too much power. It's too much. Yeah, thank you, man. And
Look
like
at
the
that!
setup
Just
you
just
have.
as
Yeah.
the moon setting in the background. I mean, come on, look at this backdrop, moonlit,
look at that. It's
moonlit
gorgeous.
night. You know,
Starry
it's just like
night. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
the light shining in the water of the moon reflecting, and just yeah,
Phenomenal.
it's epic.
It's glorious. Yeah, thank you so much, BlockMuse, the
Yeah,
one and
thank
only
you.
BlockMuse.
The tour.
Yeah, this was amazing. Let's
Thank
all
you.
have a group photo here celebrating artists on Twitter getting 80K followers. Really amazing.
Here, you
man.
go that
Keep
side.
moving forward.
You go that side there. So
Yo,
you can-
yeah. You stand here, bro. This is your place. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me. Wilfred Blast. Look over there. Look straight, and then, Wilfred Blast.
Slight
Move a
left.
bit towards like your chair. Move a bit towards your chair. Yeah, move towards your chair. Your chair, the one beside you.
Yeah,
The
you
chair
move
right
my
bes-
head or
No,
my
no,
body?
Like, move your body.
over.
Yeah, move your body
Oh,
that way,
okay.
and then
Oh, yeah.
and then the block music. Yeah, there. That's perfect. Yeah, right here, right in the middle. Yo.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yo, Bard Block Cafe. Woo!
Hey.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, the BlockMuse, for taking us on this fantastic tour of expression in all its mighty and glorious forms. Yeah, and
Pleasure's all mine.
the pleasure is mine as well. It's always a pleasure. And thank you,
was
wonderful
good.
viewers,
Thanks,
for
Wolf
tuning in
Blast.
to the Somnium Show. We hope you enjoyed this awesome episode at the Bard Block Cafe with the spectacular, phenomenal BlockMuse. Everyone, round of applause for the connoisseur
Thank you
of
very
art
much.
himself.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being
this is
here. Thank you for
incredible.
being here.
Thank you,
And
everyone,
you
for joining
too.
us.
And you too.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, thank you, Wolf Blast.
And you.
Whoop, whoop.
And remember, everyone,
Yeah, I see the hand.
keep creating, keep moving forward, and keep expressing your mighty spirit. Woo! Do, 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 do.